the character overlay itself, and I appreciate your comments, Dale. The character overlay itself is a citizen-initiated work effort. The zoning in progress, not to be confused, the two of them, the character overlay is for the south side of town, essentially. And then the zoning in progress is, we stopped construction as we put the overlay in place. And that was to address specifically what the young lady was talking about in terms of ensuring that new construction in the area adhered to whatever regulations were to be put in place. I have, in my experience as a city planner, gone through two of zoning in progress, and they're both very successful as far as ensuring that the type of development that went in to the subject area was appropriate and what the City Commission had wanted to see. So the City Commission was approached by a group of residents just over a year ago, right, regarding some of the exact same things that you were talking about. The massing on lots, the large McMansions, if you will, which are built across lot lines. They don't, not necessarily compatible, some of the construction in the area. And the City Commission had heard a lot from your constituents as well to that end, repeatedly, over a period of time. And as a result, the City Commission directed staff to hire a consultant to help us with some sort of, didn't know what it was, what form it would take, but some way to protect the historic aesthetic, if you will, of that neighborhood, the quaintness of the neighborhood, the vibe that everybody thinks is so special in that area. And I know that vibe because, as all of you know, I live in the overlay as well, and I walk my dog all around that area. And so the City Commission, the staff hired Kimberly Horn to develop some regulations which would respect the underlying entitlements on the property, the setbacks, the height, the front and side yard setbacks, and the aesthetic as well. The overlay then is not a rezoning, and it is in any way, shape, or form. It is a way to address and to ensure that future development is compatible with the rest of the neighborhood and what's there already, as far as scale, mass, and the aesthetics. The City Commission then saw the overlay, I think it was last November, and wanted us to go back to the members of the community to make sure that they understood exactly what the overlay was and what it would do and what it would not do as well. And so we did that, and that was a direct mail notification that we did in the southern part of town within the overlay. And that resulted in the third meeting, which was the one at the Hale Center. And the one at the Hale Center, I think that there were a lot of new folks there. The first two meetings that we had were very successful. There was a lot of really good citizen input into the overlay, and we took a lot of those suggestions and incorporated them in the overlay. The third meeting, however, a lot of folks hadn't been in the first two meetings. And we should have gone back, I feel, at that meeting and explained exactly what the issue is in the character overlay. And the issue is that there's multifamily zone property in that area, and it's a layover from a long time ago when the city was originally planned and zoned. So you have single-family lots in that neighborhood, and a lot of your homes are built on those single-family lots, but you also have large areas that are multifamily. Someone could technically come, assemble all that property, and build a multifamily structure in the middle of the neighborhoods. And so really that's what the overlay is looking to address, is that particular issue. Still respecting property rights, still allowing for development on the site, on that lot. The height in the MF15, and there is MF15 within the overlay area, is 50 feet. And so that's really where the daylight plane came into effect, which is where you essentially scope back or move the mass back with respect to height, so you don't have the big block buildings. And that will come before the City Commission, the two meetings in April, right, on a Thursday evening. It'll be duly notified in the newspaper and those types of things. So I think that there's been a lot that has spun off of that third meeting at the Hale Center. We did send an email out to try to correct some of the information that had been, and it was people who just didn't understand, right? And we could have explained it better. There's no doubt in my mind. And I would still like that opportunity to explain it much better to the community, exactly what the overlay is, because once it's in place, it'll probably be one of the best things that the City Commission could do, because it respects the underlying property rights on the lot. The front yard setback is still there, the side yard setback is there, the height, you can still get to the height within that zoning district if you scope it back properly. You can still get accessory dwelling units on the property and all those sorts of things, but it is, the overlay is an additional capacity or requirement, if you will, that you adhere to the feel of that neighborhood via the architectural styles, that you respect the historic nature of the neighborhood through compatibility regulations, which are inherent in our comprehensive plan, and all those sorts of things. So, you know, the two folks who provided input, I thank you very much. The overlay is really a work effort to address those concerns very specifically. And I think that we still have a lot of work to do on the overlay. It's coming to the local planning agency on March 22nd. We are going to, in that presentation, staff is going to go all the way back to the beginning to explain exactly what the overlay is, exactly why it's important to that area, exactly what it can do, and exactly what it can't do. It's not a rezoning. It's not, this is not an involuntary rezoning. It is an overlayment of additional requirements to support the vitality of that neighborhood very specifically. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.